Steve, how good is it to have that winning feeling this week then?
Yeah, fantastic. I think it's something the dressing room, the players' performances have deserved prior to the game. I think it's well documented what we felt we should have had from games, but at the end of the day, you know, results are results. So we were pleased to win, and especially in the manner you do it, the New York makes it extra special.
And it was an important win, wasn't it? You highlighted that Huddersfield are one of the teams that are going to be up there come the end of the year.
1,000,000% they'll be up. You know, I read some words this week attributed to their owner where he's not happy. And they've got good squad of players. They've got a very experienced manager who'll keep it level. I know he sort of lost a bit at the end of the game last week, which we're all guilty of. But for sure they'll be up there. But I have no concerns about whether they're up there or not, really, ultimately. It's about whether we can do enough over the course of the season. We're still trying to find a way. But easily seen to the eye as well, we're getting more of an identity about what we're trying to get across on the training ground for the boys to implement, and they're working so hard to do it.
How excited are you by the fact that Malik Wilks got that goal, and how much is he showing, how much of an asset that he could be for this team this season?
Yeah, listen, I've just been talking to Malik this morning about when I had to make a decision to whether we give him a professional deal at Leeds United or not, and he could remember the game where I watched him against QPR. I couldn't remember the game, but I think Malik got 5 goals as a kid, in a kid's game, if you like. But listen, he's got all the ability in the world. We're thankful and grateful to Sheffield Wednesday for helping us facilitate getting Malik here. But he's come in, he's become as if he's been here since the first day of pre-season. He's a quiet, character, he's an introvert, but his performances in mannerisms on the ball makes him an extrovert, makes people want to see him, makes people want to talk to him. And we're delighted to get such a talented boy in, but more importantly, when you sit down away from all the bubble, he's a great kid as well.
Trying to work out what his celebration meant. He was putting a phone to his ear. I just wondered whether you sort of said to him, you know, got to answer the call now, Malik. Now's the time to get things going in your career.
No, I think that was reference to the boy at Sheffield Wednesday who's an out-and-out proper goal scorer. So I think him and Malik are good friends, and I think they were having a little signal, a little phone call with each other. That was Malik's version of why afterwards. But listen, he can have whatever signal he wants, or do what he likes within reason if he's scoring goals. But it wasn't just about him. You know, the performance and all round the pitch. You know, if there was a better player on that part than Liam Kelly last Saturday, I certainly never seen him. He was like the man leading an orchestra. So we're in a good place, but we know how difficult Saturday's going to be, and the following Saturday, and this is a season in League One where I see a lot of teams beating each other.
So how do you build on it this week against Charlton?
Well, I think we've tried to keep our training ground and atmosphere within the camp at a good level anyway. So it doesn't suddenly mean that we get 3 points and we have a good level. I think we've tried to keep it there, but we'll do our homework. The boys have already seen some of that homework on Charlton. We've done some work on the training ground the last few days towards that. We'll travel nice and early down south tomorrow, and we're prepared down there. So we're in a good place, but I know how difficult it is to win at the Valley. They've had a brilliant start under a good manager, friend, someone I regard highly, and at a good club. So we'll have to be at a level best to come back with anything added to our points tally.
How did your relationship with their manager come about then? When did you first meet?
Yeah, like a long time ago, Nathan as a coach, then more importantly, Nathan was Luton Town in League Two. And he was one of the first managers. I left Mansfield, of course, to go to Peterborough. And he was one of the first managers who rung me when the news broke and said thank you, because Luton was in that battle for promotion. And they've never looked back, and they didn't look back under Nathan. So we've got mutual respect. Someone who sees a lot of similarities in how our team shape and how we play. And I'm not caught up with him for a while, so I look forward to catching up with them.
And them as a club, they've had a lot of drama over the years, but are they now a team that is back on the up? Do you see them as one of the teams like Huddersfield that will be up there? Charlton
Athletic is a Premier League club, isn't it? I think Alan Curbishley will get sacked when they were 8th in the Premier League. And, you know, so from that point of view, their fan base has huge expectations. The stadium brings its own huge expectations. And I think for the first time in a while, they've appointed a manager that from a distance, I sort of sat back and thought, there we go. There's Charlton arriving on the stage. And of course, I know Nathan wouldn't have gone in without a structure behind it to put a squad in place. And you know, the addition of the boy Campbell in the last 10 days speaks for itself as what Charlton's about this year. So Scottish international who can play, and was excellent at Luton. So the manager in Charlton Athletic just says promotion all over it, or challenger, because it's going to be tough to pick 2 or 3 that go from the top of the league this year.
In terms of your team, what is the latest on the injury front? Is there anything to update there?
It's a really good place. Rafferty's trained, Raggett's trained. Obviously, they've trained early in the week. Now it's about reaction overnight. Each night goes by, we see different reactions. I think 1 or 2 of them are still feeling a little bit early in the week. This tends to be late in the week it's gone away. We've had a proper good training session today with plenty of movement and plenty of fun as well. So the boys are in a good place, and we'll go south tomorrow. Then we'll train, and then at real intensity in preparation for Saturday. Then we'll know whether 2 of the back 4 of last season's champions are ready to play. What we can't do is play them if they're not ready, and that's not me putting any guard up in front of this. They are 2 of the champions for last season for a reason. They're top class defenders, and we want them available, but only at 100%. The days playing here at 60 and 70% and trying to get through surely have to be gone.
And teams have to name a squad around this time, and you've done that, and Andre Green is on that list. How close is he to maybe being someone that you could realistically think about playing a game?
No, Andrew's miles away at the minute. He's miles away at the moment, but we kept him in it because we had a real belief for October, November, a real belief. The medical staff have holding on to some of that. Plus, of course, you look at your squad numbers. You know, if we were imminently going to sign 2 or 3 players, we'd have been saying to Andre, there's a different type of conversation. But he's been on the grass. He's on the grass again all week or last week. He's training well. He's not with the group yet because obviously he's with the medical team. But the minute you've got Green fit in League One, you've got a major asset, aren't you? So we put him on there. I put him on there because I believe that if he comes alive, everyone knows how important every game is. But November and December are particularly important.
Is he the kind of player that, you know, if you can get him back, he really sort of appeals to you? Because we saw a glimpse of it for Rotherham in pre-season last year, and then he had the unfortunate injury. But I get the sense you like a player like that who can make things happen.
He's another one I didn't like when he played against me because he would hurt you. He's got a fantastic ability. He's got great movement. He's got that great little girl with the ball. Not dissimilar to Malik in a way that he's a game changer. Can be a game winner. But you know, we'll focus about him when he's ready to play some training ground games and train for the lad. The first step for Andre is to get training with the lads for 2 weeks, pain free, no issues, and then we can introduce him to games and the training ground, a couple of them, and if he comes through that, he's good to go. Just
finally, as soon as the transfer window opens, fans will immediately say their club looking at any free agents, and it seems this year to be a lot more free agents still out there without a club than previous years. Is that a market you're in at the moment, or are you happy with what you've got? Well,
it's my job to make sure I'm aware of everything that happens in that market. The problem you have, Rob, with that market is that probably 95% of those players have not kicked a ball in all earnest since April or May. Probably longer if they've not been in the plans elsewhere. And if they've come out in the summer, but you know, and it's not happened for them. But there is some players that have come out, gone and trained at a level. I'm probably talking championship here for our case, but gone and trained at a level, and just at the very end not been offered something, despite the fact that a lot of managers in my position hint to people there's going to be offers. And you're laughing here behind the camera because you know what I'm going to tell you, and then they don't get those offers to them because they don't make them, so they use them for the summer and the pre-season schedules. I personally have never done it. I wouldn't do it. I think you're messing with someone's life, who's responsibility, children, no children, bills, mortgages. So we're very aware of what's happening in that market, and we can move very quickly if we identify someone we want to do.
Thanks, Steve. Cheers.
Thank you.
Steve, Charlton away tomorrow is your 4th long trip in a row, then Shrewsbury next. Does that kind of schedule have any effect on you guys?
Yeah, we discussed it. I think it does have an effect. You know, you're out akin to when you leave and when you address it. There's no good time to have these trips other than say I would rather be going to Charlton on Saturday than going to Charlton on a Tuesday night in November. So that to me is more self-explanatory. But in fairness to Charlton, it's no hidden secret that I'm the best friends with the chief exec down there. He told me 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago, this game would be on unless suddenly there was different call-ups for internationals, because Nathan quite rightfully said he's got a couple called up. They were never in a million years going to start against us on Saturday. They've not been in the team. So I'm not knocking those players, but they were never going to start. So the Charlton that we were playing Saturday is the Charlton they would probably be playing in 10 days' time if it was rescheduled. So we're looking forward to it. It's a great place to go to football. The fact the home fans are brilliant. We'll take a noisy support, whatever number we take. And it's, we need that away win, don't we? But we first and foremost need to go. We start with a point. Let's build on that.
Okay, Sam Numby looks a different player this year. What's been your secret there?
I think that we've got the boy a lot fitter, a lot sharper. We've got him a lot more focused. I think he's got a lot more belief in himself, which comes from the coaching staff and myself. And he has been a different player. He's been a player that suddenly everyone wants to applaud. Everyone gets off their seat when he makes that run, when he gets the ball. And we're delighted he's here. It's probably why in the last week of the window, 3 or 4 phone calls to me and to Rob, just didn't get any joy back from us. We wanted to keep him.
Really? Andre, how are you feeling? How's the recovery coming along?
It's good. Yeah, I'm happy to be outside now. I've waited a long time to get here, so yeah, I'm in a good place at the moment, and the boys have been good with me to welcome me back outside as well. So I'm in a really good place, and can't wait to the next month or so to increase the load out there.
When you run a long recovery, is it about hitting different benchmarks along the way, and is getting back out on the grass like a big one, really?
Yeah. I couldn't wait to get out there, and then us in there in the physio, when I was in there, we was just setting benchmarks every time to get to. So I had a vision to get to, and it's good to actually see it. And then when you achieve it, it's even better. So I couldn't wait to get outside, and then just being on the grass was a massive step for me. And then next step is to put my boots on as well, which is another big step.
Is it quite a challenge because you had such a good pre-season, scored a wonder goal? You must have been feeling really good about things, and then to have another setback like that. I mean, how tough was it?
Yeah, well, it was tough because, like I say, I came back from my where I was before in good. I had good confidence, thinking I could come in and make a big impact on the team. Playing so many games in the last 2-3 seasons, and then trying to build on that back in England, and then for it to be stopped with this injury it was tough, really tough for me. And I think everyone could see how devastated I was. But yeah, I can't really look back at it now. I've kind of got through the toughest part, and now it's just really exciting. And hopefully I can score more goals like that in the future.
Do you have to have a good support base, family and friends around you to get you through a period like this as well?
Yeah, I think so. It is really important because I've never had a long-term injury like this where it's been over six months, and it'll be near enough 12 months by the time. Well, it will be 12 months by the time I'm back. So it's important to have the people around you to most importantly keep you away from football when you're away from the training ground. You don't want to be sitting at home just thinking about what's happening and what's happened to you. But yeah, my family have really done well with that.
And is it especially hard because football and scoring those goals? I'm guessing that's what you love to do, and when you just when you're sort of prevented from doing that, most people can do what they love to do whenever they want, really, as long as in the spare time or whatever. But with football, if you get an injury, you just got to get through the recovery, haven't you?
Yeah, you have, and then you're trapped inside the gym. It feels like you're trapped anyway, looking out at the 4 walls, looking out the windows at the lads that are on the grass, and yeah, it is a very horrible place to be. And then you're seeing boys coming in and out that are injured as well, and then they leave, which is good for them because I want to see them out there because I don't want them to feel like how I am. But then it's like you're alone again. So, but yeah, we're nearly through it.
The manager's spoken very highly of you as a player, that he can't wait to have you back in amongst it. Is that a good thing for you to sort of hear as well? And he does like those kind of players like you can make stuff happen on a pitch.
Yeah, it's really good for the gaffer to be speaking about me even when I'm not involved or even available. It's good. It's good for me to hear. I've just got to focus on getting back as good as possible for him and to help the team. But yeah, when he's saying things like that, and he's been really good with me as well, speaking to me, talking to me, and he's been really understanding. So I just want to get out there and kind of pay him back for the patience. Although the injury happened before he came here, he's been really good in taking it on and picking up things. Yeah.
How determined are you to come back and really get through this and have the kind of career that everybody expected you to have, you know, very highly rated, and to now come back and sort of achieve those aims in your career?
Yeah, I'm really, obviously it's going to take me a while to get up to speed. I'm not going to put pressure on myself really until a month or so, until January, to get really going and into the team. And a lot of the managers, he's gonna have patience with that as well, I think. And the boys will help me get through it. So I just hope I can get loads of minutes. It will be tough at the start, I think, getting my body used to things. But yeah, I just want to get up and running. And like I say, I was confident coming back from where I was before, playing all the games, and I wanted to show everyone where I am now at this stage. And yeah, I just want to get going again, and I know I can influence the team. So hopefully score goals and pick up from where I was playing before.
And just finally, for those of us and there will be many of us who don't run around every day for a living, what's the difference between just being fit enough to be out there and match fit, and sort of having those sort of minutes in your legs?
Yeah, match fitness is a completely different story. You can train as much as you want out there, and I can do as much fitness stuff as I want as I'm getting back into the team, but it's not going to be the same as match fitness. So it's really important that we stay in competitions, I think, for me to get them minutes, because that'll be where I'll get most of my minutes, and then coming on off the bench for the first few weeks and first few months would be massive. But it's a completely different ball game. The sharpness and the change of direction it takes out of your legs a lot. It's a lot different to just straight line running in training and doing little bits in training. So it'll be really important for me to get them games in.
Very best of luck with it.
Thank you.
I watched the social media footage of you going back out there, and all the teammates applauded. I found I was quite touched just watching it. That must have meant something to you.
Yeah, no, it did. I was saying to all of them that I was quite emotional when I was running.
Yeah.
So when I heard them all like clapping, it was really emotional, because I've worked so hard to get to that point. Couldn't wait to get out there. It's kind of been like that as well. So to get out there, it is emotional, and I was just buzzing with what happened with the lads.
It must have been particularly difficult last season, Andrew, because I imagine you'd have been watching matches thinking, I could make a difference.
Yeah, definitely. Last season was tough because I wanted to help the boys as well. I feel like when I first came to the club, and I think I played 9. I started 9, I think, out of 10. Yeah, I think I just wanted to continue with that, and I wanted to add goals to it. And I was getting to a point where I feel like I was going to really impact the team. I could see it in training, and I was building nicely. So then for me to get injured and then to see the boys and the situation that happened, it was tough. I think it was tough for everyone, and you could feel it around the place. But we kind of feel we feel a lot different now. We feel we've got the first win last week, and we're scoring goals, which is nice. And hopefully I can come into it in a winning environment as well.
How does it work nowadays? Do you see psychologists, or is it just the physical side?
I have done, yeah. When I had that low moment, I spoke to a few people. The PFA are good at that as well, so they can help you. And then I got to go to St George's Park as well to do some bits there, rehab, and obviously talk to people as well. So you're just in a different environment, it's good. And then you're all in the same situation there. So here I was alone a lot of the time last season, and this season I was alone. So. And I'm in a different level of fitness. Lads are coming back from injury in the next week, where I'm still just nowhere near it at the time, apart from now. So, yeah, it was good, and I'm speaking to people every day, and the family have been good with that. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember a couple of years ago when I used to cover Sunderland, I think Paddy McNair and Duncan Watmore did their ACLs about a week apart.
Yeah.
They said it was useful to have each other to bounce off and to measure themselves against. So
Yeah.
Did you get that through meeting people at St George?
Yeah, no, I did, yeah. And also there's a player at Swansea, Josh Ginelli. He did his 3 weeks before me, so I literally have been speaking to him every few weeks or so. I spoke to him yesterday as well, like just talking over timelines, like where he was 3 weeks ago, where I'm now, where I'm outside. He would then say how he was feeling at that time. So I've always had that kind of guidance all the way through, which has been nice. So he's nearly back fit now. So 27th of September, I think he's back training.
What, was it the PFA who put you in touch, or do you just know?
No, I just know. I know him from. I played with him at Villa when I was younger and at Preston. So I just know him. We've always stayed in touch. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess one of the difficult things. I mean, that sort of plays into it. But with a footballer's personality, if somebody tells you you're going to do something in 6 weeks, I imagine you think, well, I'll do it in 5. Sort of thing. Is the patience side of it quite difficult?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Like even my session on Tuesday, I was only meant to run at a certain level and I pushed it and I've gone too quick, so they're trying to pull me back down. So yeah, I think it's just in my DNA and in a footballer's DNA to push it as much as you can. But I know with an injury like this, you can't do that. So there's no rush really. I've got to kind of rein it back a bit.
Yeah, I mean, was that first sort of re-injury, was that a bit of a warning sign to you just to rein it in?
Yeah, I think so. And I think with every Achilles problem, there's different people and they have different timelines. So you can look at, say, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, who did his, and Callum Hudson-Odoi. These were the two people that people gave examples of to me. Right. I think Callum Hudson-Odoi was like 6 months, same injury as Ruben Loftus-Cheek, and he was 12 months. Just different, so it's all down to the person really.
And we were talking to the manager before about, you know, how he's trying to look after you and thinking about that and the players clapping you onto the training pitch. Does it sort of create an attitude of I really want to repay them for being so good to me? Yeah, definitely. They're great boys in there. Get along with every single one of them, and we're like a family as well. There's a great togetherness in there, and as soon as I get back out there, I do want to give something back for their support. I didn't ask for that on last week for them to clap me, and it's just out of how good people they are. So yeah, I want to give something back. Hopefully get in the team and score and do my best for the boys. Yeah, see where we end up. Smashing. Well,